Hello and welcome to our news package brought to you at this hour. I am Emmanuel Amalo. Here are our lead stories. Nigeria's Ministry of Labour resumes talks with ASU tomorrow Friday as lecturer strike lingers. On the foreign scene, US aviation regulators approves Boeing 737 MAX planes to fly again. And in sports, Belgium, Italy to join Spain and France in UEFA Nations League Final Four. Good morning. The Ministry of Labour and Employment has said it will resume meeting with the Academic Staff Union of Universities tomorrow Friday. The ministry spokesman, Charles Akpan, disclosed that the dialogue with the ASU leaders would hold at the Ministers' Conference Hall and expected to address various pending issues, including the contentious payment platform preferred by the union. The government said it had agreed to pay 30 billion naira and academic allowances, 20 billion naira for the revitalization of the education sector and the arrears of salaries to university teachers, adding that the only outstanding issue was the disagreement over the payment platform. But ASU insisted that the government has not met its demands, noting that the resolution of the 8-month strike was not in sight. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the arrest of former chairman of the defunct pension reform tax team, Abdulrasheed Maina, following his repeated failure to appear for the continuation of his trial on money laundering charges. The court, in a ruling yesterday by the trial justice Okon Agbang, revoked the bail it earlier granted to the defendant, who is facing a 12-count criminal charge from the EFCC, preferred against him and the firm Common Input Properties and Investment Limited. Aside from the directing security agencies to track down and arrest the former pension boss, the trial court gave the anti-graft agency the approval to try him in absentia. More so, the court fixed November the 23rd, 2020 for the senator representing Borno South, Alin Dume, who stood shorty for the defendant, to show cause why he should not forfeit the 500 million naira bail bond to the federal government. And chaos broke out yesterday on the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway after commercial motorcycle riders chased personnel of the Lagos State Task Force in different parts of the state. An eyewitness said the Okada riders at about 7 a.m. took to the road to protest the arrest of their motorcycles by men of the Lagos Task Force and Environmental Special Offences Unit in what they called clampdown on activities. It is the second day of the fight between the riders and the government officers. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Commissioner of Information and Strategy, Benga Omotosho, reiterated that commercial motorcycles and tricycles are banned from operating in 6 local governments and 9 local council development areas of the state. Omotosho, in a press statement yesterday, lamented attacks on task force officials in the state, stating that the state government would continue to enforce its traffic laws to maintain sanity on roads and save lives. And in Oyo State, the governor, Seyi Makinde, has warned members of the Western Nigeria Security Network, codenamed Amotekun, not to harass any member of the public. Makinde, who gave the warning while speaking at the passing out parade of the pioneer members of Amotekun Corps yesterday, also urged members of the public to cooperate with the Corps. The governor revealed that the 1,500 Amotekun Corps personnel will posted to all the 351 electoral wards in the state to work with other security agencies and in addressing all forms of crime.
You have to work for the people. You are not called to harass or intimidate the people. Instead, exhibit the highest level of professionalism in the discharge of your duties. Remember that there are limits to your authority and always follow directives from the chain of command.
We move over to the foreign scene where self-proclaimed Malawian prophet Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary have handed themselves over to the police in Lingwe 5 days after they skipped bail and fled South Africa. Bashiri said in a statement yesterday that he would be presenting himself before law enforcement agencies in his home country to legally explain himself and defend himself. It is not known how Bashiri and his wife left South Africa because their passports were confiscated. Bashiri made a televised address in Malawi last Saturday, stating that he was concerned about his safety. The duo are due to stand trial on charges of fraud, theft, and money laundering involving $6 million after they were arrested in mid-October and granted bail. US regulators have cleared the Boeing 737 MAX to return to the skies, ending its 20-month grounding after two fatal crashes that plunged the company into crisis. The Federal Aviation Administration said the approval followed an unprecedented level of collaborative and independent reviews by aviation authorities around the world. The 737 MAX was effectively grounded worldwide in March 2019 after two crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia caused by a faulty flight handling system that killed a total of 346 people in 2018 and 2019. Both Boeing and the FAA have come under fire in the wake of the crisis, with critics saying Boeing sacrificed safety for profit and that the FAA was too differential to the private giant. The coronavirus vaccine developed by Pfizer and BioNTech appears to protect 94% of adults over 65 years old. Last week, Pfizer and BioNTech published preliminary data suggesting that the vaccine offered 90% protection against COVID-19 and said there were no safety concerns, but more data released from their continuing phase 3 trial suggests it works equally well in people of all ages and ethnicities. The company say they will now apply for authorization for emergency use of the jab in the US. Meanwhile, public schools in New York are to close for in-person learning from today, Thursday, due to a statewide surge in COVID-19 cases. The school's counselor, Richard Caraza, who conveyed the directive, stated that classrooms would hold remotely during the shutdown, while all school buildings will remain closed until further notice. Swiftly, we move to the exciting world of sports, where Belgium secured their place in the Nations League Final Four with a 4-2 win against Denmark last night. Belgium's victory against Denmark saw them top the group of 15 points and progress into the Final Four ahead of Denmark, England in third, and Iceland bottom with no points. Also, Italy defeated Bosnia and Herzegovina 2-0 in League A Group 1 to advance into the Final Four. The four teams that have qualified for the Final Four in the Nations League are France, Spain, and Italy, which will take place in October 2021. The Egyptian Football Association (EFA) has confirmed that its players, Liverpool striker Mohamed Salah and Arsenal midfielder Mohamed El Neni, have returned another positive test for COVID-19. Salah had previously tested positive for the coronavirus last Friday on the eve of Egypt's 2021 African Cup of Nations qualifier against Togo, while El Neni tested positive 3 days later. Salah, who is the joint leading scorer in the English Premier League this season with 8 goals, will miss the visit from league leaders Leicester City on Sunday, while El Neni is expected to miss Arsenal's trip to Leeds United also on Sunday and their Europa League clash at Mold on November 26th. And in basketball, the NBA has announced the structure and format for its 2021 season, which will include a play-in tournament to determine the teams that would fill the 7th and 8th playoff seeds in each conference. The NBA's 75th regular season will begin on Tuesday, the 22nd of December 2020, and feature 72 games for each team. Each team will also play 3 games against each interconference opponent, meaning a 42-game total per team, with each pairing featuring either 2 home games and 1 road game, or 1 home game and 2 road games. Not forgetting to mention the All-Star break is scheduled to take place from the 5th of March till the 10th of March 2021 between the first half and second half of the regular season. And a look at entertainment charters, Nigerian dancehall act Timaya has officially released his anticipated new album titled Gratitude. The 15-track piece is his 7th studio offering and has no guest features. The music act has this week on Instagram also shared baby pictures of his 6-month daughter, a latest addition to his family. And the Federal High Court in Lagos has fixed December 9 as the date to rule on a no-case submission filed by internet celebrity Ismaila Mustafa, also known as Mumfa, who is currently standing trial for allegedly money laundering to the tune of 32.9 billion naira. Justice Mohammed Liman, who had earlier scheduled the ruling yesterday for November 18th, told both parties that the ruling was not ready. It could be recalled that Mumfa had pleaded not guilty after being arraigned alongside the firm, a smaller global investment limited, on 22 counts in which they were accused of laundering an aggregate of 32 billion between 2015 and 2018. And entertainment news wraps up our news package on this hour. I am Emmanuel Amolo. Coming up next is Business Morning on Fubu TV. Do stay with us and thanks for watching.